Welcome to yoga class today, everyone. So we are now in the middle of summer. If you are doing this in real time with me, so it's the time when nature. It's very hot outside. It's very muggy. It's heavy, sticky air. So we're going to do a practice today that helps us stay cool in our bodies, even as it's really hot and warm outside. So a little primer on Ayurveda. I know some of you are familiar with these concepts if you've practiced with me over the years. If you're newer to practicing with me, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about the sister science to yoga. So Ayurveda is the science of life. In India, it's used as a system of medicine, and it all kind of boils down to the natural world and how it influences our minds, our bodies, our health. So for example, in Ayurveda we talk about 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And each of these elements are present within our own beings and also throughout nature. And depending on what dose we have of each of those elements at any given time will influence how we feel, what our health is like, what our constitution is like. So depending on what dose you have of those 5 elements, you will have a particular dosha, they are called. Right? So the 3 doshas are Pitta, which is the season we're in now, Vata, and Kapha. So Pitta is the one we're going to really address today. Pitta is the person or season that has a high dose of fire and water, particularly fire, but there's a little bit of water, but it's a liquid that is the fiery type, so it's like acid, related to acid in our bodies. So if we think about what are the qualities of fire and acid, those are things that we might have to deal with if this is your constitution. So I'm a typical Pitta person. I have fair skin, I have light-colored hair, light-colored eyes, tend to freckle, got lots of freckles on my arms, especially if I go in the sun. I can burn easily, I can blister easily. So that is a typical Pitta person, and so I have a high dose of fire in me. And that has its advantages as well. It helps me really be motivated, and I like to share and teach and things like that. These are qualities of fire that help us be the person that we are. So if you're more of a Vata person, you have a higher dose of air and space in your constitution. And you may have trouble grounding yourself, you may be a little more anxious. If you're a Kapha person, you have more earth and water. So you tend to be more stable and steady. And I won't get into as much depth on those 2 doshas today, but as we progress throughout our year, I will get to them eventually. So today's practice is to help us calm the Pitta dosha. So what the qualities of fire we know are hot, sharpness, quickness, the acidic quality, burning, even like control. When we have a lot of fire in us, we want to control our environment. We tend toward anger and frustration if we're out of balance. So we want to cultivate the opposite in order to bring ourselves into balance. So if we're hot, we want to do things that help us be cooler. If things are sharp when we're a Pitta person, maybe our words are very sharp, our actions are very sharp, we want to smooth things out a bit. So we want to practice that is a little more flowy, maybe slower moving can help us cool down. We want to move toward the alkaline versus the acidic, so bringing a sense of coolness and calmness in the body. And rather than burning, we don't want to create more heat in this practice, we want to soothe our system. Rather than anger and irritation, we want to create sweetness. So this is a practice where we're going to focus on this area of the body because Pitta is housed particularly in our stomach and in our small intestine. And also we see it in our eyes. Pitta is the liver, related to liver, the heat of the liver. So we're going to work in this area, but we don't want to create too much stimulation where we create more heat, right? So our practice would be one where we're really yanking ourselves into poses like a twist and creating lots of heat. We'll do some twists to open this area, but we'll keep them more open so that we're not creating all that heat. We're also going to do very fluid, slow movements, working a lot on the ground. We'll focus on some poses that are inspired by the reptilian and amphibian world, so a lot of poses named after snakes and lizards and reptiles and tadpoles, so we'll have some fun with that. I'm going to put a blanket down on your mat because we're going to spend some time doing a little bit of flowy movements on our back and then on our bellies before we progress into some more flow. You might want to have some blocks nearby if you want to use those. We're going to do some lunging, so you might want those for under your hands. You can also use 2 big cans if you don't have blocks at home. And I think that's about all we will need for today. So go ahead and make your way onto your back. I'm just going to get music restarted here. And just come to your back and let your legs stretch out. And feel the ground beneath you. So when it comes to these doshas, we want to find the positions that bring more of the earth quality. So if we think about what puts out a fire, not air, so we don't want it to create more wind and air in our practice. That would be, fast-moving kinds of vinyasa. We don't want to create all that excess heat. So again, we want to stay away from these hardcore, really fast-moving practices in the summer if we want to balance our energy out. So feeling the ground beneath us is a way to cool and calm the system. Right? So think about the coolness of earth, and even the coolness of water on the earth, right? So this is not the acidic, hot, biting kind of liquid that is pitta related. It's a soothing water. So we'll take a few more breaths here. Pitta is also related to inflammation in the body. So if we have a lot of inflammation, we might want to think about our habits. Our food that we eat can aggravate our pitta. The things that we do in our daily lives can aggravate our pitta. And then inflammation is often in our joints, so we're going to work a little bit into our joints today as well. So starting with our feet, we're going to just circle our feet around in one direction. So just circle, loosening up the ankle joints, finding a fluid movement in your feet. And then go the other way, reverse. We're doing about 10 rotations in each direction. And then go ahead, release that, and we're going to point and flex the feet, point and flex. And as you point and flex, start to tap your feet now. So rather than pointing and flexing really slowly, I don't know if you can see this, I'm tapping and my body starts to jiggle. This is really good for our lymphatics, which is also part of our pitta dosha, our lymphatic system. So get that fluid moving in your body as you pump your toes and just feel the waters kind of jiggle up. So we're waking up the waters in the body. All right, slowly come to a stop. You're also welcome to have a pillow under your head here if you feel like your head drops back when you're on the ground, right? So if you have a lot of rounded in your upper back, a pillow would be helpful here. Okay, so the first amphibian that we're going to play with is a frog. So from here, I'm going to get you to get your frog legs on. So I'm going to imagine that the work is coming from our low belly. Rather than using so much leg, I want you to pull from your low belly as you slide your legs out to the side like frog legs. And then release them back down. Okay, so we're going to inhale as the legs come down, and then exhale, pull up from your belly, slide your knees to the side. And then go ahead and do that a few more times. From your belly, pull the legs, so the knees are coming out to the side, and then we'll slide those legs back out. Good, 2 more like this, pull up. The feet turn out as well, and release. And now we're getting into more joints, the hip joints, and release. Great, pause there, bring your arms into a cactus shape. And now we're going to be moving side to side. So from here, I'm going to slide, and now if this is my left, you can start on your right. Slide that leg to the side, and then pull your elbow and your arm together, and you're going to squeeze your side waist, and then release back to the start. Now the head can roll as well with the leg. Slide that leg, pull and contract the side body, and release. Now do that a few more times, and I want you to imagine that the pulling comes from your side waist. So contract these muscles and let your arm and your leg stay a little softer, a little lighter, and let the work come from that side waist. So we're opening up this area where we hold our inner fire, in our stomach and in our intestines, in our liver. Squeeze and release. Now let's try the other side, and then we're going to put this together into kind of a swimming motion. It's going to be fun. Slide the other leg out, squeeze, contract, slide it back. Now remembering, the action comes from engaging your side waist. So contract, let the arm and the leg be a little bit more relaxed. So we're using these side waist muscles to make this action happen. The head can roll in the same direction as the leg. It probably will do so automatically. Good. And release. Pause for a moment. Now we're going to alternate side to side, starting out kind of slowly, and then we're going to build it so it feels like a continuous swimming movement. Okay? So from here, slide one side, contract, return, and you're going to move with your breath. So inhale, exhale into the contraction, pull, and release, and again, and to the other side. All right, now just starting to make it continuous. Flowing side to side. Now start to reach through the opposite arm and leg as you do this. So it's like you're swimming on your back. And it's one smooth, continuous, flowing movement. One more on each side. And then release. Let your arms come down. Pause for a moment. And from here, bringing your feet flat. And bring your knees in towards your chest. Bring your knees out to the sides. So we're back in kind of a bound angle shape. And I'm just going to let my hands rest on my legs. Let the legs be open. Let the knees drop. So my feet are not necessarily touching here. Mine are apart from each other, kind of in that similar frog leg position here. There's also a lot of hip work today. So in the area of our hips and our pelvic area is the home of the water element in our bodies. So up here higher into the belly and the organs and the liver is the fire. But down here in our pelvic bowl is water. So when we work with a lot of hip work, it creates more fluidity in our bodies. If we feel really stuck in our hips, we're not going to feel very fluid. So it's very cooling to work with this fluid motion rather of your hips. All right, bring the knees now over the hips. Again, a little play with the legs. We're going to bring the knees apart, feet together, and then knees together, feet apart. Feet together, knees apart, knees together, feet apart. Kind of squeeze your legs together. Do that a few more times. Again, getting into the hips, into these kind of frog-like movements with the legs. Squeeze those knees together. And then release. And hug your knees back into your chest. Just make sure I didn't forget anything here on our backs, because we're going to now come onto our bellies. So we're going to roll to one side. And come to rest down, forehead on your hands. So this is crocodile posture, Makrasana. So rest down again, your body into the coolness of earth. Let's take about 3 more breaths where you are. Sink into the ground. Great, so from here we're going to come up into Sphinx pose, elbows right under the shoulders, hands in line with the elbows, lift your chest. So anytime we're doing a belly down back bend, it starts to open this area of the abdomen. That's what we're going for, the area where we hold our fire. So we don't want a pressure cooker in there, we want space. We're going to bring the right knee out to the side. This is a move we've done before. Today we're going to call it salamander. Bring your hands back on your chest, push, and look back over that right knee, and then release down. We're going to repeat that. Lift and twist into a salamander. Release. One more time on this side. Hold for a moment, stretch back through that straight leg, pull forward with your belly, and feel that opening into the hip flexor, maybe into the lower abdomen, and then slowly release. Slide that leg back, and just have a pause. So little pauses can prevent us from building up too much heat in our practice. Let's try the other side. Slide the leg out to the side, hands come back. Other leg roots down, toes root down, lift up, and turn. And then release. And again, lift up, turn. You might even turn your head the opposite way when you come down. Lift up. One more time, and then we're going to hold it. Lift up, hold, look over that leg, and then reach back through the straight leg. Pull forward with your rib cage and your belly. And then release. All right, stack up your arms again and rest your forehead on your arms. And take 2 more breaths there. Alright, so from here we're going to keep the arms stacked and keep your forehead on your arms and slide over to the right. And that stretches out my left side a bit, and then come back to center, slide over to the left. Do that again, each side, slide from side to side. in the knee, so very similar to what we did on our backs. So slide that knee up, and now we're cinching the side of the right waist. Elbow draws toward the knee. And then back to center. Other side, slide your knee, slide your upper body, and back. Try that a few times on each side. Knee slides, arm slide, contract, and release. Now go continuously, just like we did on the other side. This is where a good blanket comes in handy. If you can't easily slide like I was doing, stick with going slower and just go side to side without continuous movement. Totally up to you. One more on each side. And then we're going to come back to center to rest. Now from here, we're going to put our forehead right on the floor and take our arms out to the side and come up on your hands. You're going to push into your right hand, roll your head to the right, and just let your body roll slightly toward the left. And then head rolls across the floor. Do the other side. Push into your hand. And now go side to side. Now your knee might slide up a little bit. That's okay. Let this be really calming and soothing for your mind. Rolling the head across the floor. One more. And then release. Come back to center. Come up on your fingertips. So the heel of the hand is off the floor. And we're going to call this one gecko today. You have the little gecko fingers. Press your feet down, zipper up your belly, and curl up to any amount. Stretch that front of the abdomen. And then release. Now you can always slide your hands back farther if you want to come up farther, a little more stretch. You can even look over your shoulder and feel that little contraction in your back body. And lift up, look over your other shoulder. Release. One more time each side. Push up, turn, and release. One more time. Push up, turn, and release. And then once again, stack your hands. Then we're going to pick the feet up off the floor and windshield wiper side to side. And now we're going to circle the shins. So circle. Again, we're getting into joints here, knee joints, getting a little soothing. And now reverse direction. Brain's got to work a little bit here to go the other way. Circle the shins, the feet. And back to the center, release. Slide your hands back, press into tabletop pose. And then we're going to make circles with the hips here. So stay nice and fluid in your joints, especially the hips, the biggest joints here, and go the other way. We're going to come into child's pose. So we're going to bring the knees apart, feet together, toes touching. And in yin yoga, this is called tadpole. So we have another water aquatic animal here. Stretch the arms forward if that's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, put your hands under your forehead. Hold another breath. And then we're going to slide forward onto our bellies again and do a couple of cobra poses. chest, elbows in, shoulders back. And now we're going to lift up into a cobra and roll the hips side to side, pressing into the hands, looking over your opposite shoulder. Back to the center, lower down. Now roll your shoulders. Roll them back, getting into the shoulder joints. And now roll them forward. Feel a little awkward, do the best that you can. All right, from here, pressing into tabletop pose, we're going to clear the mat of the blanket so we can do some standing work. So I'm going to fold this up in case I want to use it later, front of my head. It'll be all ready for me. All right. We're going to come into downward facing dog next. So I'm taking socks off. So we'll start out in a tabletop pose. Take your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. Turn your hands out a hair. Tuck your toes and then lift up and back, down dog. In this first down dog, go ahead and pedal. One knee and then the other. Like you're moving through water. So you want to be fluid and slow and smooth in those movements. We're going to come into plank pose, top of a push-up, and then press back to our down dog. We're going to make this like a wave movement, so we're going to roll up onto our tiptoes, round the back, and then make our way into a plank, and then lift from your hips, roll back, bend your knees, and then push forward, round, and roll like a wave. Push up and back, and then bend your knees. One more time. Lift up, roll forward, and then roll back. On your next inhale, take your right leg straight up. We're going to bend the knee and open the hip up. So my pelvis is turning to the right, but I don't want to pinch my left shoulder. Keep the left shoulder lifting, and then circle. Slow circles. Take it straight up, and then we're going to step through to a lunge. Drop your back knee down to the floor here. Now if you want, you can always have blocks for these lunges if you feel like you need them. Tone your belly. And then hands on your front thigh, lifting your chest. And we're going to circle. So coming around a little bit. These circles are kind of small with that leg. We want to protect the knee. So for any reason this is not feeling good, just lunge forward and back. Just a slight circle with your knee. Good, and now from here, we're going to wiggle that foot forward, bring your hands to the floor or blocks, and straighten that front leg. So I'm going to grab blocks so you can see what that looks like. So this leg is straight, my toes are up, pressing into the heel so I'm not locking that knee down. Be careful of not jamming my joint. And then I'm going to move forward and back. So bend the knee, hips sink a little bit, and then flow back. Without jamming that knee, forward, inhale, maybe the chest could lift, and then slowly back. One more time. And now we're going to slowly begin to exhale, the left leg lifts, and we're going to bend the knee, open the hip. Right hip firms in, arms firm in, and let the pelvis turn left. And then circle. 3 times. And then straighten that leg, step through to your lunge. Drop the back knee down. When you're ready, you're going to bring your hands up onto that front thigh. Tone your belly. Keep your chest lifting. And then from here, we'll circle. Again, if this is too much on the knee, go forward and back rather than a circle. The circle is pretty small here, just to make sure I'm not hurting my knee, but to get fluidity into the body. Good, now hold here, find your blocks, and wiggle that front foot forward till the leg is straight. Press your heel down, spread your toes out. Don't lock the knee joint, and then slide forward, hips sink as the chest lifts, and then we move back. And repeat. Curl up to get that little bit of a back bend, opening into the front body. One more time. And then release. Step it back, set your blocks to the side, and we're going to go back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out again. This time let your hips swivel. All right, knees down. Let's take a brief child's pose. We're going to start a new flow. There's going to be lunges involved, and we're going to do a few rounds. So child's pose for 3 breaths. Again, we can call this our tadpole today. Let your hips sway a little bit, side to side, if that would feel good for you. All right. So now from here, we're going to slide forward into our Sphinx. Lift the chest, press into the feet. And then release down, hands by your chest, cobra, feet pressed down. Release down, come up on those fingertips, gecko. Curl up. And then release, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step into a lunge, drop that knee. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, fold forward. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right foot to the back of your mat. Drop that knee to the floor. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. You can lower all the way the belly or take a chaturanga, up dog. Up dog, the arms are straight, the legs are off the ground, and down dog. Knees down. Tadpole, stretch it back. Same thing, other side, we're going to do the movement initiated with the left leg now. So we're going to slide forward into our Sphinx from our child's pose. Slide forward. Stretch the belly. Press down, lift your chest. Good. Hands down by your chest, elbows in. Cobra, tailbone draws down. Release. Gecko. Come up on those finger pads. Engage the low belly, lift up. Good, release. Downward facing dog. I'm doing knees first today to keep it cooler and move back. Inhale, left leg. Step forward, drop that knee. Inhale, the arms out and up. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then repeating this time, stepping back with the left foot. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back, drop that knee to the floor. Arms reach. Hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose, lower down, cobra or up dog, and down dog. Inhale, left leg up, step through, drop that knee, inhale, arms reach. Hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, plank pose, either a cobra or a chaturanga up dog. Down dog. Knees to the floor, press back to your tadpole. Breathing here, let's take 3 breaths. We're going to repeat that sequence one more time, and we're going to add in a twist. So the twist is going to be an open twist versus a closed twist. So closed twist, we're turning toward the leg, we're being a little more congested in our body. An open twist feels more spacious and it creates less heat in the body. So from here, slide forward, Sphinx pose with the chest. Hands back, inhale, cobra, tailbone roots down. Release, gecko, fingertips to the side, feet press down, lift up. Good, release. Press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, step through to your lunge. This time we're going to keep that knee off the floor. Now if I were to do a closed twist, I'd be turning toward you, toward my leg. I'm going to do an open twist. So I'm going to place my hand either on a block or the floor and open toward the open side. Feel more spacious. Now try to keep your hips level. I'm not turning my hips. I'm turning from my rib cage and my shoulders. Keep the back leg strong. Good. Release from here. Step forward. Fold forward. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Other side, so we're going to stick with moving the right leg. So step back the right leg. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, step your right foot to the back. Now here's the lunge with the twist. Hand on the block or the floor and going into the open twist. Far less congested, far less heat producing. Level out your hips and turn from here, from your rib cage and your shoulders. Good, release that hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Either a cobra or an up dog. Down dog. Knees down, tadpole. Breathe here. We'll do that same sequence, initiating with the left leg, adding in the twist. Slide forward. Sphinx pose, lift your chest. Lower. Elbows downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, step through. Keep that knee up, hand on a block, right arm up into the open twist. Good, hand down, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to your heart. Same thing, stepping back with the left foot. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left foot back, coming into your lunge. Open up into the twist on the next inhale, right hand down, left arm up. Good, release, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, lower down, take your back bend. Down dog. Knees to the ground, tad. This time, 5 cycles of breath. Let yourself feel the ground beneath you once again, breathing here. Alright, downward facing dog. New flow. Inhale, right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then step forward into lizard. So we've got another one of these poses. So lizard, we walk the front foot over toward the side, making space in the hips. Hands will come inside that front foot. We might widen the back knee too to create a little more space in the pelvis. You could stay up here or drop to your forearms with blocks. Or those of you who have the ability to come to the floor can come to the floor. So I'm feeling it all through the hips and the pelvis here in this pose. You can reach your chest forward. You might stick your tongue out a little bit. Get that little lizard action. We'll do some breath work at the end with the tongue. Now take a twist toward that front leg. Turn open. Hold here for 3 breaths. One more. Good, and now slowly release. Walk that foot back in. Shift back for a little hamstring stretch. And then shift forward into that lunge. Lift the back knee. Go for the open twist. So hand on a block, left arm reaches up. Good. Bring that hand down. And now spin your back heel down, flat. So it's like a warrior 1. Reach your chest forward. Keep the front hip pinning in and try that open twist again with the back foot down. And release. Step back, down dog. Other side, inhale, left leg, bend your knee, open your hip, and then step through to your lizard. Drop your back knee down. Again, staying here or dropping down. Forearms, with or without your blocks. Widen the legs, make space. And then taking your twist, bring your hand onto your thigh, turn open, but there's a lot of space here for the abdomen. One more breath. And then I'm going to walk it back through center. With or without blocks, I'm going to shift back. A quick hamstring stretch, and then forward. Lift the back knee. Find the block if you're using it. Open twist, right arm up. Stack the arms, turn from the pelvis. Keep your hips level. I'm sorry, don't turn from the pelvis, turn from your rib cage. All right, release. We're gonna spin that back heel down. Keep the hip firming in on your left side. And one more time, open into the twist. Rooting into your back leg, firming your back leg. And release. Step it back, downward facing dog. Hold it here for another breath. And then we're going to bring the knees down to the floor. From here, coming into kind of a pigeon pose, but it's not a full pigeon. It's going to be like a messy pigeon. So I'm going to sit down and bring my legs so that they're at 90-degree angles here. Okay, so I sat down more on my left hip because I'm going to turn. Okay, I'm going to turn toward that left knee. Keep the right leg where it is. You can stay right here or upright, or we can start to fold over this leg. Getting into those hips again. Now you can be up higher, you can be down lower, but pull the left sit bone back away from the knee to stretch that hip a little bit more. One more breath. And then we'll slowly walk it up. Now watch. Taking my back leg, swinging it around to the front. Stage 1. Put your foot in front of your shin. Stage 2, bring your foot over your left thigh. Now we're going to do an open twist here. So closed twist, I would be twisting toward my right leg. I'm keeping it a little more spacious today. So I'm going to twist away from the front leg. Inhale my right arm up. And as I exhale, I'm going to hook it inside that leg and turn into the open twist. Let's take 3 breath cycles. If you can keep that foot on the ground, that's great. Pressing your arm and leg into each other will help you turn. And then keep lifting your chest so we're not collapsing the spine. We want space between the vertebrae here. Lack of space is going to create more of that pain and inflammation. We want space between our joints and vertebrae. All right, slowly unblind, come back through center, bring that leg around, and drop the legs to the other side. So now we're in that kind of messy pigeon pose, I'm calling it today, and turn toward the knee on your right, and then I'm going to fold over that leg. So remember, because of the video, I'm going to look like I'm opposite of you. It doesn't really matter, you can do either side. Fold over that leg. Pull the sit bone away from the knee. One more breath here. And then we're going to slowly walk it up. Back leg, left leg swings around, either in front of the shin or cross it over. We're going to go for the open twist. Try to level out your hips. Root down into your feet to lengthen your spine. Inhale, left arm up. Hook it inside the leg. Come into your open twist. Hold here. 2 more breaths. Next inhale, lengthen and unwind. Coming back through the center. Uncross your legs. Stretch them out for a moment. Hold here. You're going to grab a block again. And put the block between our feet. So we've kind of got this frog leg shape again. I like to pull my sit bones out from under. So I feel inhale, very grounded in my base. Sliding the feet further away so they're not all the way in, and creating more space. So typically we do like a bound ankle, feet close in. Today let them come out farther. Now we're going to inhale, lift up. As you exhale, slide your hands down towards your feet. And a few rounds of cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, curl up, arch your back, contract your back. Exhale, round your spine. And if this doesn't feel good, you can just stay still, focusing on your breath. Exhale, round. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale into that lengthened spine. And if you like, walk further out. Come into a deeper forward bend. Some of you might wish to slide your hands underneath your shin bones. Coming deeper into that hold. If this is not appropriate for you, feeling any strain in your knees, hips, or back, stay upright and focus on your breath. Last 2 breath cycles here. Surrender your effort into the pose. Now, you stay. Another breath, surrender. This is a kind of opposite of control, which is a fiery trait, a pitta trait. So now slowly draw the belly in and make yourself back up. And then we're going to pause here. You're upright. Take 3 more cycles of breath in the upright position. We're almost done. 1 more. Alright, so now we're going to take a slightly different pose. I'm going to keep my left leg bent and my right leg out. So this is Janu Shirshasana pose. We're going to do some different variations. So perhaps you want to sit up on a folded blanket if you tend to pitch back into your sit bones and round your spine. So we're going to add in any props that we might need. If this knee is a floater, give it a little bit of support with a block or a rolled up blanket or pillow. I'm going to let it go for myself. Shift that leg a little more forward so you feel like you're kind of in between the legs. But then we're going to twist to the straight leg. Inhale, lift up into the chest. Exhale, walk out. Any amount for just a moment. Feel that little stretch maybe in your lower back. You can always also bend this knee if your hamstrings are tight and you feel like you're pulling into a rounded back. Just bend your knee. You could even put a rolled blanket under your knee. Okay, taking this into a side bend. So side bend, we're opening up that area of our pitta. So we're going to turn toward the bent knee side, and you can hold on to your foot or your ankle or your shin, wherever you want, and turn open. Open twist. Top ribs roll back, so you can get a little bit more into your sit bones. You can stay here if you like. Stage 1. Stage 2, bring your right forearm to the floor, parallel to, or perpendicular rather, to your leg. Now if the forearm doesn't reach the floor, put a block under it. That's fine too. Press your arm and leg into each other, which will help you turn. Stay into your sit bones. Now if you wish, take that left arm up and over your ear. So it's going to go into another phase of this pose. And if you want to go even further, slide that bottom arm out, coming deeper into the side bend. Hold another breath. Now to come out, bring that top hand to your hip. Bring your belly in toward your spine and carefully come up, twist toward that bent knee side into that open twist. and then release, coming back. Stretch that leg out. Shake it out a little bit, and we'll do side two. So now slide your right leg back. Support if you need to, blanket under your hips, and then let that leg shoot out a little bit so you're adjusted, we're more centered here. Then we're going to twist back toward the straight leg. Inhale, exhale, fold forward any amount. You can also just stay upright. The foot is flexed, my thigh is rooting down. Remember, you can bend the knee as another option. Hold another breath. Slowly, remember moving slowly, coming up, turn more toward the bent leg side. And then you're going to slide this hand down, turning open. You can draw your ribs back. You can stay right here. Or bringing that forearm down to the floor or block. Push your arm and leg into each other to help you turn open. Staying here or reaching your arm up and over your ear, spin the pinky down. Staying here or sliding that arm out a little bit farther. Big side stretch, another breath. To come out, bring that hand back to the hip, belly in. Carefully come up. Don't yank those muscles. And then turn toward that back leg and breathe. And then inhale to unwind, coming back through center, both legs out straight. So we can stay upright here for a few breaths or take a forward fold. You might have a little bend in your knees, making sure you're hinging from your hips. And then coming to a forward fold if you wish. And just let this be a surrender. So soften, let your body round, let your head drop. Taking a few cycles of breath. More. And to come out, draw your belly in, reach your chest forward, and then come up. So we come up with a long spine, and then we're going to come onto our backs again. You might wish now to have that folded blanket for under your head. So we're going to do a couple things here on our back. First, a nice neck stretch. Feet are flat, arms down on a diagonal. So first we're going to reach through one arm. So this is my left arm, I'm reaching. I'm going to let my head turn away. I'm going to keep my arm bone lifting away from the floor, reaching through those fingers. Press the fingers down. You feel that nice stretch through your shoulder, your arm, and your neck. And then gently press your head into the floor, just gently. And release. Other side. Reach through the right arm. Press. Come up on your fingertips. Your arm bone is lifted, and let your head drop away. Press into the ground with those fingers. Press gently into the floor with your head. One more breath. And then release, coming back to the center pause. Have a breath. We're going to finish with a different variation of a twist. So if this is too much in your body, you can do any other twist on your back. Your knees can go to the side, that's fine. This is a little deeper twist, so I'm going to bring my right heel toward my left sit bone. I'm going to try and hold the foot with my hand. And try to scoot my right knee so it points toward the front, toward the short edge of my mat. I'm going to take my left foot on top of my right thigh. right hand to the outer left leg. Inhale. Exhale, turn to the right with my lower body. My upper body turns toward the left. My head rolls to the left. Now breathing here. If you want, you can even bring that foot to the floor. I'm going to keep it on top of my thigh. Make sure that that right shoulder, or left shoulder rather, is grounded. And breathe. Maybe even kind of scoot your right shoulder out so you're more even. Relax your face, your shoulders. Breathe deeply. Alright, slowly release. Undo your legs. Even yourself out again. And now other side. Bring that left foot by the right sit bone. Hold your foot if you can. And scoot that knee so it's straight ahead. I get a nice quad stretch here as well. A little bonus. Maybe you can bring that foot on top. And then twist to your left. My lower body is going left. My upper body is going right. Breathe here, particularly into this whole right side of the ribs and the abdomen. Even your shoulders out. Alright, inhale, and as you exhale, slowly return back to the start. Uncross your legs. Even out, and then bring those knees back into your chest and wide into that frog leg shape. Hold your ankles or your shins. Let the arms give a little weight to open those legs up. You can stay here or take it into a happy baby. Bringing the feet up. And then sort of keeping it a little more chill, let the arms come down. And do a little happy baby without pulling the legs down. Let it be looser. Feel that nice massage across the lower back. And then bring your knees back into your chest. Take them apart again, and then one knee forward, one knee towards you. So we're going to alternate the knees. One's coming in, one's moving away. And then we're going to rock into a circle here a few times on the sacrum, or roll rather, and then go the other direction, roll across the sacrum. Now we're going to do a figure 8 with your knees. So you want to feel like you're drawing like an infinity sign or a figure 8. Back to the center. We're going to come into our Shavasana. So one at a time, slide your legs out. Shake the legs out. Bounce up your legs, your knees, wiggle out just to stay loose in your lower back. And then take up a little space. That's cooler in the body rather than being congested. Little space between your arms and your legs and your body. Lengthening through the crown of the head and the tailbone. Feeling the coolness once again imagining yourself near a cool body of water. Maybe your arms are floating in a little bit of water. If that's a happy visual for you, feel like you're in that place of fluidity and coolness, smoothness. Let yourself be soothed by this practice. I'm going to have you stay where you are as I come up and do our reading. Take a few more moments here to settle into your Shavasana. So this reading today is from Mark Nepo's Book of Awakening. It's called Learning How to Float. When we stop struggling, we float. When first learning how to swim, I didn't trust the deep. No matter how many assuring voices I heard from shore, I strained and flapped to keep my chin above the surface. It exhausted me. And only when exhausted did I relax enough to immerse myself to the point that I could feel the cradle of the deep keep me afloat. I've come to understand that this is the struggle we all replay between doubt and faith. When thrust into any situation over our head, our reflex is to fight with all of our might the terrible feeling that we are sinking. Yet the more we resist, the more we feel our own weight and wear ourselves out. And at times like this, I remember learning to float. Mysteriously, it required letting almost all of me rest below the surface before the deep would hold me up. It seems to me, almost 40 years later, that the practice of finding our faith is very much like that. We need to rest enough of ourselves below the surface of things until we find ourselves upheld. This is very hard to do, but the essence of trust is believing you will be held up if you let go. And though we can practice relaxing our fear and meeting the deep, there is no real way to prepare for letting go other than to just let go. Once immersed below the surface, it is not by chance that things slow down, go clear, and feel weightless. Perhaps faith is nothing more than taking the risk to rest below the surface. That we can't stay there only affirms that we must choose the deep again and again in order to live fully. That we must move through the sense of sinking before being upheld is what trusting the universe is all about. So this is a great reading for our practice today, because with that pitta, we're often wanting to be in control of the situation. It's our fire. Particularly the times we're dealing with now, we all want answers, we all want to control the situation, but perhaps we could trust enough to let go and honor the journey, the process, and just surrender. Surrender to what is in any given moment. Give up the struggle and we float. So taking your time now, if you wish to stay in your Shavasana for a little while longer, you're welcome to do so. If you'd like to start to come out with me, you can deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. Take a leisurely moment to stretch a bit, maybe reaching through one arm and the other, maybe hugging your knees for a few more rocks across your sacrum. When you feel ready, go ahead and come over to one side, and come to your right side, pause for a few breaths. After you've had a few breaths on your side, use the strength of your arms to press into the ground. Bring your head up last. Head is heavy. And come into a seated posture. So we're going to finish with a few rounds of pranayama. So pranayama is the science of breath. And we're going to do one that maybe seems a little silly, but it's a great one for staying cool. It's called Shitali breath. And it involves breathing in through your mouth, if you can, through a curled tongue. Now, some of us genetically can't curl our tongues. So if you can't curl your tongue, you'll purse your lips and sip the air in through your pursed lips. So we're going to breathe in through the tongue or the pursed lips, hold for a moment, and then exhale out. So when you breathe in, you're going to breathe, imagine bringing coolness into your body, like your personal air conditioner, and then exhale out warmth. So as you're ready, sitting up tall, close your eyes. And if you can curl your tongue, sticking it out a little bit. Otherwise, purse your lips. And then breathing in through your tongue. Close, hold. And breathe out slowly through your nose. Breathe out any excess heat or warmth in your body. Do that a few rounds. Each inhale, noticing the coolness, inviting that coolness into your body. As you exhale, releasing any heat or warmth, frustration, anger. Cool your inner system. Exhale softly and slowly. One more time. You can do this anytime you start to feel a little heated, a little agitated. Feel the after effects of your practice, of your breath. And we'll gather the hands together in front of your heart space. Take a deep breath in, allowing the heart to lift. Exhale, bow your head to your heart. Thank you, everyone.